Saturday today. Unfortunately, Danny's working today, so it's just me. I'm just making up a little bit of eggs on toast with this fiesta salsa that Danny canned up out of last year's garden. So I'm gonna have a little bit of brekkie, coffee, and then I'll get started upstairs. We've got a really big weekend. Well, we've got big goals for this weekend. So we had the waterproofers came in and waterproofed the bathroom earlier in the week. So what I'm trying to do, what I want to get done is get all the bathroom tiles on the floor complete, so we can pick up the wall tiles for the bathroom this coming Thursday. So I'd really like to be able to start on the wall tiles next weekend. We've hired a wet saw from Bunnings for tomorrow to try and help with getting nice cuts on all the tiles that need to like fall towards the drain where the cut is going to be seen, like we can't hide it with a factory edge or anything. So hoping that'll work. And then it'll also hopefully be quick work on all the cuts, like doing the score and snap and then grinding it down is really quite manual. It takes a lot of time, so I'm hoping that the wet saw will make that quicker. And I think Danny's got quite a few little bits and pieces of like trim and painting and plastering in the toilet room, but we should be getting the light for that next week. So I think his plan is to try and get that room all finished except for installing the light fitting. So big goals, and fingers crossed we can make that happen. I'm gonna have a feed and I'll see you upstairs. I managed to get a few hours in after work during the week, so I'll have a bit of a jump start. This tile is just slightly too big, but to an extent that's really jizzing me off at this match. And it's only maybe like 2 mil, and I also can't, I laid them all and now it's suctioned so good that I can't get it out. And I don't want to. I have to pull out all these tiles to get this one out and cut another one. I'm gonna have a look in the tool shed. I think a crowbar might be overkill, so I'll put that aside. We got this guy. I'm wondering if it'll be strong enough. Oh my god. Alright, let's try this again. Dry fit. Okay, I'm so happy with how it's looking. And these are all a little offcuts, and they're just the right size for like that back row that you can see there. And so I've got them all set up so that I can like compare them based on the exact pattern that's up there. And then hopefully I can just check which ones I can use and not waste any extra tiles. Look how good it is! Look how good it is! So we still got to do the shower pan and then grout and then seal the grout and then clean it all. But look how good it is! I'm tired now, I'm ready for a walk in the garden. So I've just got to tidy up a big mess that I've left, and yeah. Good morning. So it's the next day and we're out in the garden. We went out for a couple of drinks last night, so we're feeling a little bit slow this morning, but we were keen to get back into the house. I'm going to keep on with tiling And I think Danny's got a whole bunch of little bits and pieces, so I'll let him tell you about that. Just growing some lettuce. We're gonna go have some BLTs, have a coffee, and then get stuck in. We had such a good plan for this day because we hired this wet saw thinking I was going to give us such a nice smooth cut on all the edges of the tiles that are going to be seen because they have to cut to fall into the drain. But like the blade that came with this tile, it's really not very good. So we tried to sharpen it, and then even I went back to Bunnings and bought a brand new blade. This is Danny attaching it for me, hoping that it would give a much better cut by the time it was done. Really hoping that this was going to solve all of my tiling problems so that I didn't have to use the grinder to do every cut and then smooth every surface. But then when we came to actually try get the best cut that we could, it was actually really difficult and it was really jagged, and I really didn't want to look at this for the next 20 years knowing that I could get a better result with the grinder, because I'd spent quite a lot of time the day beforehand working with the grinder and getting nice smooth edges. So unfortunately, back to the grinder. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's so good. How are you feeling?
Oh, a little bit rough from last night, but alright.
A couple of coffees will solve that.
What's your plan for today?
Well, so spent all this time trying to cut the tiles with a tile saw, and ended up deciding that we liked the result with the grinder better. I don't know if you can see, it's like actually quite smooth, the grinder, and a diamond, what is it, like the sanding pad. So we're going to keep going with that today. What are you working on today?
Back in the toilet room for me. So painting, sanding, hopefully getting everything finished off in here. I'll come through and sand. I did all these nail patches yesterday, so I'll come through and sand them, and I'll get you to do the caulking afterwards.
Okay. The cornice looks really good, hey?
Yeah, very happy. I'll do the
Well done.
trim around the window.
Oh, you like it. Get your weight up.
Alright, we're finished for the day. Lots of tiling done. And unfortunately we need to buy a whole nother box because we're going to be short. What have you done in here?
So I've done all the painting once everything was sanded back. Put the light switch on.
Nice. Feeling pretty tired. That was a big weekend.
Yeah, big night last night. A few whiskies.
A few wines.
Yeah.
We've got a big mess, but we're going to go have a treat in the garden. Relax. Pick some peas. Have peas? Snap peas.
Snow peas.
Pick some snow peas. Alright. See you soon.